Hello my dear friendsitas, how's your life? Welcome to my artosphere, basically place with my artworks. As you can see, I have some on the right, the drunk angels on the left, some dark stuff, don't fall, okay? And also on the top, some other artworks. I'm traveling, so I have to move constantly. Right now I'm in a different place, that's why in every video you see a different background. Anyway, today we're going to do something really exciting. Don't fall, come on. I'm going to show you how this artwork here was created. Wow. You're dead to me. Okay, just lie here, okay. And this is not going to be like a typical tutorial. I'm going to show you all the steps that I took with details, and if you know basics of Photoshop, then you will understand what I'm doing, okay? This is basically going to be the process behind the artwork. So first I'm starting by importing the image. As you can see, it's a pretty dope image with two girls that are looking at each other, all white, like white dress, white background. So the image is already telling me, please create an artwork with me, and I'm like, good. So next step is to go to camera raw filter, because I want to edit the colors, you know. Right now the image is it's pretty cool, but it's lacking some colors, and as you can see, I will use camera raw filter in order to add colors. So as you can see, when I increase the haze, as soon as I do that, the colors start popping, they get really juicy, as I call it. And then I'm playing here with shadows, highlights, whites, and all of this stuff. I'm also increasing clarity. Oh no, I don't. So then I go to color mixer, and if you have an older version of color camera raw filter, then you're not going to have it here. You're going to have it on the top. On the top, it's going to be like sort of fourth button. It's going to be called HSL adjustment. It's basically the same thing. And here what I can do is I can change each and every color separately. For example, as you can see, I made them really pink, their skin. I made the background greenish, and I can do that because I can change every color separately. So here, if you look, I made the reds pinky, I made the yellows orange, I made aquas green, and so on. So anyway, let's just move a little bit forward. As you can see, this is the colors that I got, and I think it already looks much better. So now the idea is that I want to create holes in their faces. For that I'm going to use a tool called Curvature Pen tool, and you can also just use normal pen tool if you prefer that one. Basically the difference between them is that Curvature Pen tool helps us to create curved lines automatically, while when you use pen tool, you will have to create curved lines manually. And in case you're not familiar with pen tool at all, then my dear friends, you need to go and watch some tutorial on pen tool, otherwise you will not understand what is happening. So I'm going to start creating some lines, and the reason I want to do that is because, let me just go forward, I want to create a shape that I will cut out from their faces. And let me just move a little bit forward. So here, as you can see, this is the shape I created it. And now what I need to convert this pass into a selection, because when I was starting to draw with pen tool, if you look here, you see I've set it on pass, because there are two things you can do. First thing, you can set it on shape, which means that as soon as you close it, it's going to be a shape. Second option is pass, and that's what I did, because when I make it a pass, then that means that I can convert it into a selection, and that's what I'm gonna do right now. Boom, selection, and that means that I can go and now create a mask, use the selection with the mask. So for example, if I go and click create mask, as you can see now I have here only this place selected. This is exactly what I needed. Or did I? Because in reality I needed the opposite. So basically what I need to happen is I needed it to be everything except this place. So basically, boom, I invert the mask. How I do that? If you click on the mask, you can use hotkeys Ctrl+I if you're using Windows. If you're using Mac, it's Command+I, and then it will invert everything. So now let's continue. Let's see what else I'm gonna do, because honestly I don't remember what I did. Yeah, I don't remember what I do in my artworks. So yeah, sorry. I mean I do, but not always. Okay, so here as you can see, I'm just creating more and more lines. Let me see if I can speed this up. So as you can see, I'm doing all the same, but for the other parts, I did the same for her, whatever this place is called, I don't remember. And let me just move a little bit forward. Boom, 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 the same here. So yeah, just doing the same old stuff. Creating a pass, creating selection, and deleting that beautiful face part. I'm such a monster. But you have to agree, I'm pretty good at creating holes in faces, because if you look at all of my other artworks, I have done that so many times. So let's continue. So now when I have done that, what I need to do is I want to create, okay, one last one. So now I want to create a 3D-sness. What is that? That means that, for example, when we look at the faces, I want to see basically the thickness of the face. I don't want it to feel like a paper. I want it to feel like a real object. For that, what I'm gonna do, if you look here, boom, I created a copy of this layer, and you can do that by just going to layer and duplicate, and now I have 2 layers of the same stuff. What I will do right now, if you look here, I will move the other layer a little bit higher. So as you can see, the one that is below, I moved it a little bit up. That means that I will not go closer, but you will see what I mean. So I moved it a little bit, and if I now go to adjustment, brightness, and start decreasing the brightness, voila! Now it looks like there's some thickness to the face, so it's not like a paper face basically. How I did that again, I created a copy of this image. I moved it a little bit higher so that I can see this part basically, and then I changed the brightness contrast. As you can see, I'm doing it right now, and voila. So now I want to create a background for these faces, and I'm just gonna use solid color for that, and it's just going to be dark color. Voila. Yeah, that's good. Come on, just click that with OK button. Good, and I put it in the back, and as you can see, we have red color inside. And also, I totally forgot to tell you that in case you are a newbie, you're just starting to learn Photoshop, or even if you are already an expert but you want to expand your knowledge, you can go to my website, which is learnfromfred.com. Just look at this artwork. Do you like it? Well, then you should definitely go to my website, because on my website, just for $5, I give you access for all of the premium Photoshop classes that I have, which include artworks, animations, and so much more. Right now, the price is $5 for everything for your first month, okay? But I change the price almost every week, so it will probably get higher in a few days. And it includes not only artworks, but also animations, 3D, Instagram masks, and so much more. Just go to the website and check it out for yourself. Thank you. Now what I want to do is I want to add some noise effect to this background color to make it pointy. You will see what I mean later. But before I do that, I need to convert this into a smart object, and that's exactly what I do. If you just click right button here, you will be able to go and choose convert to smart object. And after that, I go to filter, noise, and add noise. And as you can see, if you look here, we see here many dots. This is exactly what I want to have. I want to have this dotty effect. The reason I do that is because when it's dotty, it looks more like a inside part of the face, because if it's just one color, it doesn't look that realistic, and I just feel like this makes it look more realistic and just more interesting. It's not just one boring color. Come on guys, you know what I mean, right? Good. Let's continue. And now as you can see, I created ellipse using just ellipse tool. And so now, in order to create the lines, these weird lines, what I need to do is I need to create a gradient first. Basically, let me show you what I mean. I'm gonna go choose ellipse tool here, and I will just create a normal ellipse. Voila. After that, I want to give that ellipse some gradient. And here, as you can see, I have this gradient which I created. And you can also use just some basic Photoshop gradient. And we already see some cool colors. It's orange, red, violet, and so on. And let me just move forward a little bit. Voila, bam. So now, if I go to my brush tool, but instead of selecting normal brush, I'm gonna select mixer brush. As you can see, this is not normal brush. If you click right button here, you'll have different brushes, and you need to choose a mixer brush. So mixer brush basically helps you to copy some colors and then replicate them. If you look here, for example, this is exactly what's happening. As you can see, it starts creating this line. Let me explain you how this happened. So first of all, I created here this ellipse, okay? Then I turned off everything else, because in order to draw these lines, I want to have an empty place. Then when you choose mixer brush tool, you need to make sure that your settings are exactly like mine. Sample layer selected, all of these numbers are exactly like here. These two are selected. Also to go to your brush and make sure hardness is 100%. So now when you did that, let me just go a little bit back. Let me see if I can show this. You'll have here just emptiness, nothing, okay? You will need to copy this color to the brush. How do you copy the colors? To copy, you actually need to hold Alt. If you're using Windows, if you're using Mac, it's Option. And when I do that, if you look, boom. When I hold the Alt or Option button, this is how my mouse is going to look like. And then I click here, and as soon as I do click here, boom. If you look here, you'll have here a color. Basically, you hold Alt or Option, then you click at the place that you want to copy, and then you release Alt or Option, and you're going to have here this color. And now if you start drawing, you're going to get here this really cool effect. If for some reason it didn't happen for you, you got some problems, I have another classes specifically for 3D lines. You can just go to my channel and click that search button and on the channel, not on the top of YouTube, but on the channel, and type 3D line and you will get the 3D line stuff. Or you can also check out my classes, like I teach all of my secret techniques there as well. Well, they're not really that secret, but I teach all of my techniques there as well. I don't know why I did that. So now, in order to be able to create these lines, basically the monster lines, let me just remind you what I mean, my dear friend cheaters. You look here, these lines. In order to be able to create them, we actually need to, how long is this? Wow! We actually need to draw them with the pen tool first. What does this mean? As you can see, I selected Curvature pen tool, and I'm just gonna draw a path, and I'm just gonna do it like pretty quickly. I'm just gonna speed this up. Balam, balam, balam. Come on, bro. You see here. Now I drew a path. Now what will happen is, now I will tell Photoshop, take this path, take mixer brush tool, and draw automatically on this path. So instead of us manually drawing, we will tell Photoshop, draw automatically following this path. How it's going to happen? Magic. So now we need to go to path panel. It's near layers, and if you don't have it, that means you should go to window and find path there. As soon as you got it, you will see this path here. This is basically this path that you have created, and make sure you have here path when you start drawing with Curvature pen tool, not shape but path. And now if you just click right button on this path, you'll have here stroke path. That's what you need, my dear friend cheaters. And when you choose it, now you choose the tool that you want to stroke the path with, okay? And I'm gonna choose here mixer brush tool, voila. And let's just click OK. And as soon as you click that sweet OK button, magic is going to happen. Photoshop is going to take your mixer brush tool, all the settings that you have in your mixer brush tool, and draw automatically on this line, voila. Well, not exactly what we need, but you get the idea, right? Why did we get this type of thing here? Is because we have here a background. We want to turn off the background and then create the line. So now I went back. I just went to edit and undo because that's not the line that I wanted. So as you can see, I turned off the background here, only we have the path. I will go to path, stroke path, and then I will choose mixer brush tool and click OK. Voila. As you can see, now we have the colors that we need. So again, if you didn't get this part, you can go and just watch my 3D lines tutorial. So now I'm just gonna do the same. I'm just gonna create another curvature path, and let me just speed this up. So actually, I'm just gonna move forward, like boom, boom. I'm just doing the same stuff over and over, creating a path, telling Photoshop, go over this path, and let me just move forward. Just remember that every time you create a new path, you need to turn off the images behind. So now what I need to do is, I need now to delete these lines from the places where they don't have to be. For example, they need to go inside the face. That means that I need to delete them from here. And I'm just gonna do that using mask. So if you look, I have put all the lines in groups, okay? And I'm just creating a mask for the whole group. And now, for example, if I start drawing, you see? So yeah, if you know how mask works, then you will understand this part. If you don't, then sorry, my friend, but you will have to go and see how mask works, because that's like the basics of Photoshop. All I'm doing here is I'm drawing with black brush on a mask in order to hide these lines. Boom, because all of these lines are inside this group and this mask is attached to this group. That means that any changes that you do to this mask are automatically applied to the whole group of lines. Let me continue. So yeah, I just so now I do the same to other lines and so on. So as you can see, now they look like they're really inside. Let me just move a little bit forward. I'm just gonna do the same thing all over and over again. So now as you can see, I got rid of all of the lines that I don't need. Basically now all of the lines are going inside the face, and I hid them using masks. And now I want to add some shadows between the lines. And just to make them more realistic, like for example, when this line goes over, I wanted to have a shadow. If you wonder the reason why I didn't do a whole tutorial on this one, because that's actually a pretty long and difficult artwork, and I would need to do a whole class with, I don't know, like 4 or 5 lessons, and not just like I cannot put it all in one tutorial. That's why when I have like really difficult advanced artworks, I usually post them on my website as separate classes where I teach everything step by step. So now I will start adding some shadow inside the face, basically to the part where lines are going over. The way I'm gonna do it is, again, I'm gonna select my brush tool, I'm gonna select black color, and I will do opacity and flow around 20%. That means that every time I draw, it's going to go like really smooth, and it's not going to be like total black color. It's going to be like a very smooth black color, like a shadow. And also make sure that if you click on your brush, your hardness is 0%, okay? Thank you, my friend. So now if I just start drawing here, you see, when I draw inside, I draw only on the lines. And the way you can actually draw only on the lines, it's a little bit tricky. Let me explain you, okay? So as you can see, when I draw, for some reason it doesn't draw on the skin, it doesn't draw on this color background, it draws only on the lines. How? Look at this group. This is a group of the lines. So basically all of these 3 lines are inside this group. Above it I have an empty layer, which I created by just clicking on plus here, empty layer, boom. And now if you look here, this empty layer has an arrow that is pointing down. That means that this layer is connected to this group. And whatever I draw on this layer, it will draw only on the group, which in this case is which are these 3 lines. So basically it will only draw on these 3 lines. So how did I connect this to this group with an arrow? It's very simple. You can click right button on the layer, and there you will see create clipping mask option. If you click on it, it will automatically snap to this group. So again, you just right button and then choose create clipping mask. Good. And now when I draw, it draws only on the lines, and that's what is so beautifully about this and so magnificent, because it looks so good and saves us so much time. So now as you can see, I'm drawing the shadows here, and I need to do it for all the other holes as well. And now for example, if you look, now we'll try to draw shadow inside the face as well. So not only on the lights, but also beside these places, behind these places, sorry. As you can see, now I'm drawing it. It's to make it look more realistic, that there's actually depth to the face. And again, the way I'm doing it is, as you can see, I just created a layer which is above the color, and because color is the last layer, and then we have empty layer where we'll have shadows, and only then we have all the images. That's why we see the shadow only on this red, only on this orange background color, and not on the images. So let me just speed up this process. Voila. Dim 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 chika boom chika boom chika boom chika. I have no idea why I have such a good mood. I had such a bad day, to be honest, but yeah, I don't know. This makes me happy. Teaching people, showing people different cool tricks. In case you wonder why I'm talking weirdly, sometimes that's because I make these noises just because I like them. Wow. So now let's continue. So as you can see, I did everything. Everything I wanted to do. Okay. So now if you look here, what I'm doing here, let me just go back. I want to make these lines not like a straight circle, but I want to make them thinner. So basically at the end, they need to get thinner. Like if you look here on this artwork, you see the lines here at the end, the darker ones, are getting really thin. So it looks really nice. It's like the edges of the lines. That's what I want to do. Again, I'm going to use mask just on the line itself. And I'm just going to use mask to make the line thinner. Basically, I'm hiding at the end, I'm hiding some of the fat parts, and like that it's getting thinner. Basically, I'm deleting the part of the end. And let me just move on. Voila, that's what I do. That's it, baby. Yeah. Let me move forward. I do the same to this part as well. As you can see, if I just speed this up, voila, it's just very simple. It's just doing his job, and he's doing it very well. And wait, but I'm doing this. Why I'm saying it is doing its job? I'm doing the job. Sometimes I'm just so stupido. Sorry, my dear friends. Oh, let me just put this up for some beauty. Okay, now let's move forward. Let's see what we have here going. So now if you look here, the problem is that it's too straight. And also we don't see this eye, and I really want to see this eye. We need to make this basically bent. We need to make this, all of these 3 lines bent. So instead of like that, it should go like this, okay? And what we're going to do, first of all, I want to convert all of them. Okay, my camera stopped recording, but now I'm back. Oh my god, I'm so fucking handsome. Okay, I'm kidding. Yeah, well, as said, I'm saying too many stupid things just because I like to say stupid things. But yeah, so where was I? Am I recording? Yes, I am. So now, first of all, you will need to convert all of these lines into a smart object. That means that you go to layers, you select all of them, you click right button, and then you click convert to smart objecto. Now, after you do that, let me move a little bit back. You go to edit and then you go to puppet warp. What is that? So you probably know what is a puppet. I mean, you do know, right? So it's just this thing that boop, 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 boop. And puppet warp basically helps us to make anything into a puppet using Photoshop. For example, as soon as I click edit puppet warp, I get here this skeleton of these 3 lines because I choose them and then I choose puppet warp. Now I will be able to click and create points on these lines. So if you look here, boom, 1 point, 2nd point, 3rd point, and I just click and I'm just creating points. Yeah, go on for it, don't be shy, don't be shy. Yeah, and now I will be able to click and drag it. And as soon as I do that, let me just show you, voila! As soon as I do that, I can just click and drag, and like that I can bend the line, just like a puppet. You see, I'm the puppet master. So, and yeah, let me just, as you can see, now I created 2 points. So I basically went back because I didn't like it. I created 2 points, and now I'm just going to make this part down, but I'm going to put this part up, so it's going like that. Yeah, good boy. I'm telling that to Photoshop in case you didn't understand what is going on. Okay, this is all cool, very cool. Let me just forward. Let's see what's done. So now I want to add some special effects to this, and if I just may show it to you, okay? If you look here, we have here, these lines are actually not just simple lines. They have actually a really nice juicy effect on them. Let me show it to you, my dear friends. See this? Here, you see? They have oil effect, or that's how I call it at least. Let me close this, and now just go forward. Yeah, so now I choose these lines, I go to filter and I go to stylize. Now what are you doing? Stupid! No, no noise! What are you doing? Stupid! Oh wait, I did that right. Yeah. Anyway, okay, I'm kidding. You can add noise as well. I don't think I think I removed it later, but we will see. Anyway, that's not that important. You can add it or you don't have to. It's fine both ways. I'm just gonna move forward because that's not what I want. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to go to filter stylize and I want to go to oil paint. This is the thing that basically will make it look like it's drawn by these beautiful fingers. And now, for example, you can just play with these parameters and see what's going to happen, because every time you move something, it's a different effect. Right now, as you can see, it's a really weird effect. And I'm just going to move a little bit forward to see what I'm doing here. Bam, 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 bam. And yeah, as you can see, when I increase cleanliness, it's getting cleaner. And we have here this nice drawing effect. Now let me see what I chose. Boom, so this is the parameters that I chose, and it looks pretty nice. And now I just need to do the same thing, exactly the same thing to all the other lines as well. And I'm just gonna move forward, blah blah blah. One interesting thing, I colored the eyes white, and I'm also now gonna make them glow. I will not show that how I did it because I have like tons of tutorials on how to create glowing eyes. So I'm already tired of teaching that stuff. So I'm just gonna move forward, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. As you can see, I tried to change the colors here. I did it just using hue saturation. It's pretty simple. I mean, I'm sure you know how to do that. If you know, like, if you have used Photoshop a few times at least, then you should know what is hue saturation and how to use it. I'm just changing its colors. Again, not that important. I'm just gonna move forward. No, that's not. Okay, so here's the last but the most important step probably. I want to add some final colors. How I'm gonna do that? So let me just show you what I do here. So what I did here, I selected all of the layers that I have here, like everything, all of the layers completely. And then I click right button. And then I choose convert to smart object. No, not raster. Are you stupid? Yeah, convert to smart object here. And now it's going to take everything and put it into one big object. And now I will go again to camera raw filter, So basically I'm changing its size and blah blah blah. That's not that important. No, not important, not important. I'm just playing with sizes, brightness, no one cares. Here, I go to camera raw filter, and now I'm just gonna try to change the colors one last time to give them some final touch. Let's see what is it? Oh my god, I'm gonna have a call soon, so I need to finish it. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just changing the colors here, just playing with them. Let me just move forward so I can show you the numbers that I used, because I have a call. This is the numbers that I used if you want to replicate them, and voila, that's it basically, guys. That's how I created that stunning artwork. And the reason why I'm running away, because I have like in my courses, in membership, I have Skype calls available. So basically every time you get a membership, you also get free Skype call. And that means that, for example, right now I'm going to have a Skype call with one of my students in 2 minutes, actually already in 1 minute. That's why I need to run. And I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Love you. I know you love me too. If you don't, then I will go and jump out of the window. I live on 5th floor, so don't make me angry.